Hello, students and viewers. Welcome to Dinnerview, where I sit down with the hero of the community while having a home-cooked meal so we can get to know him better. Today, I am sitting down with my teacher and chess coach. Not only is he responsible for making sure our class of lines gets molded properly, even every year, but he also respects our rights while acting as a public servant. It is my pleasure to introduce Mr. Belasco to Dinnerview, and the dinner he picked was slugburgers and Tater wedges. How are you today?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Probably guess about 5 maybe?
Oh my gosh, you are correct, it is 5.
Oh.
And the best feeling in the world is when you see a child who struggles and then you see the light bulb turns on and they understand something. It's beautiful because you realize that they have learned and that's a skill that they're going to use the rest of their life.
I would guess it's probably pretty good to see that.
Oh yeah, that's the best feeling in the world.
Funny enough, you can answer any questions I'm about to say.
I'm part mind reader. I'm sitting out on a picnic table on a sunny 80-degree day having an interview with a great kid eating a burger. I've never done this with a student before. This is great. Fun, sharing your ideas or just sharing different strategies. Or remember you taught me one of the moves that I didn't even know.
Mr. Belasco, that's pretty cool.
Oh my gosh, you are correct.
B.N.N presents Dinnerview, a new interview style from the mind of Bram, where Bram shines a light on heroes of the community while having a home-cooked meal. Today's guest is Mr. Belasco. Now back to Bram with the hard-hitting questions.
Shall we get down to business?
Yes.
How many schools have you worked in through your entire teaching career?
Oh, that's a good question. You know how many schools? How many do you think it might be? I might surprise you.
Probably guess about 5 maybe.
Oh my gosh, you are correct. It is 5.
Oh.
I have worked at 5 different schools.
Oh.
This is my first school in Tennessee, though.
Oh.
And hopefully my only school in Tennessee.
What other schools have you worked in, like in other states?
I worked at an elementary school in Detroit. Well, all the schools I've worked at are in Detroit, Michigan. The other 4, they were in Detroit, Michigan.
Oh.
And I've taught 2nd grade, 3rd grade, 4th grade, and 5th grade. But I prefer 4th and 5th grade the best.
Funny enough, you already answered the next question I was going to ask you.
That's good.
I was going to ask how many grades have you taught?
Well, I didn't answer one of them. I did teach 6th grade math for 2 years.
How did that work out?
It was great. I loved it. It was only one class because the teacher was not confident in math, and you know me. I love math. So I taught her math. I taught her class math. And then she would teach my class English.
That's pretty cool. Funny enough, you can't answer any questions I'm about to say.
I'm part mind reader.
Because I was going to ask if you taught any grades over 5th grade.
But it was only for 2 years.
Are you trying to teach like a specific grade, or just have spread it out?
Well, right now, as I may have mentioned, I love teaching 4th and 5th grade. I taught 2nd and 3rd, and that's a little bit too little for me. I did it. I enjoyed it at the time, but I realized that I think 4th and 5th, maybe even 6th, are kind of the age group of kids that I really, really like to work with.
So you like kind of like middle school kids, like where it's like in between, like the young kids and the old kids.
Correct. Well, to be honest, I always thought I wanted to be a middle school teacher, but seeing some of these middle school kids, I think I like sticking with the upper elementary, which is the 4, 5, 6.
Out of any class you have ever taught, which would be your favorite?
Well, I'm going to have to say no, I'm just teasing. No, right now, I love this class. I think I tell you that all the time. I love 5th grade here at BIS or Brown Intermediate. I mean, it was my dream to move down here to Sweetwater and start working. So I loved all the classes that I worked with back up in Michigan, but right now, I think each year it's kind of the year you're working with that you love because you get attached to those kids. Like right now, I love our class because I'm attached to you guys. I see you every day. We talk. We share what's going on. I mean, I love the way you guys came together for Izzy when she was struggling, and the whole class rallied around and wanted to send her cards and wanted to make her feel better. And I mean, that kind of stuff is why I love this class too, because you guys look out for each other, and that's what I respect.
Pretty cool. Have you ever done anything else than teaching? Like, just stay safe.
As you mentioned in the intro, I do the chess club, and that was the first time. This is the first time I've ever done a chess club. Back home, no, it's pretty much always been just teaching, but I mean, I would love to be honest, I'd love to do like a magic class or so, just joking around and have fun with magic. You know how I do my goofy magic tricks.
Yeah.
I would like to do that. I do love reading to kids, which I don't get to do too much here in teaching math and science now. But one of my favorite times back home was when you have a class for the entire day, is that you get to read to them, you know, because they were with them all day. So we would always use that as after lunch to calm them down. I would read books to them, and then we would pick just different stories. And, you know, that's where I got to know about, like the Diary of a Wimpy Kid, reading those books. But one of the best books I've ever read is called Maniac McGee. And I absolutely love that book. If you've never read it, I have it. I can loan it to you to read. It's an excellent book. So I guess reading to the kids. But as far as doing extracurricular, I've never coached or anything like that. I have taken classes. I mean, I have taken kids to different things. Like last year, the class that I had, the 5 students that I worked with, we went to the Clover Bowl, and we made it all the way to the regional finals in Knoxville. So that was kind of nice. And it was really my introduction to here in Sweetwater, too, because I had just started in January.
Like, just everything, a lot of stuff revolves around you teaching, right?
Yes. Yes.
Who or what moved you to start the chess club this year?
So as you know, there's a young man in our group called Liam. And last year, Liam wrote a persuasive letter to Principal Kyle. And when he wrote this persuasive letter to Ms. Kyle, he wrote a letter explaining to her why I should teach a chess club or run a chess club. And I was like, wait a minute. I never said I was going to, but I mean, when a young man like that, and he's a great kid, when he offered, or when he asked, and I said, you know what? Yeah, why not? It's something I like. I'm not a pro by any means. As you know, you've probably beaten me during class. I don't claim to be a professional, but I watch videos to try and read on strategies to try and improve myself. And so hopefully that doing what do we do? Probably about 18 weeks of chess club. Out of those weeks, we sure, I think, accomplished a lot. We had some kids join that chess tournament here in Sweetwater that was at the high school. And we had 3 kids place 2nd, 3rd, and 5th, so that was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the young man Liam is what got me interested, or he actually was the one who kind of persuaded me into doing it.
Do you think you would coach the chess club for another year?
I am planning on doing it next year. Parker in our class asked me, she's like, will you please do it next year? And I said, yeah, I'll run it again next year. I say, because I'm assuming that a lot of the kids who are in it this year will probably want to be in it next year, except for probably some of the 6th graders who are moving on to junior high now.
Huh.
Are you going to join it again?
Yeah.
Excellent.
I'm planning on joining it.
Good.
Did you have a favorite part of chess club?
It was just seeing kids get together and have fun and, like, try and get better. You know, you saw how we did the little mini tournaments in the class, and just seeing how kids got better. And then kids who were kind of shy, like sometimes you can be shy in class too, you know, and seeing you come out of your shell a little bit and start talking with the other kids and having some fun, and sharing your ideas or just sharing different strategies. Or remember you taught me one of the moves that I didn't even know. And so, you know, just learning. Every kid learns from each other. And then as people say throughout the day, as Miss Kyle says in the morning, you know, we're always learning. I'm always learning. You heard Coach say that. You hear Ms. Dobbins say that. Even as adults, we're always learning. So I learned from you guys as well when we were playing chess.
Have you had a pet? And do you have a niece? Like, are they still alive?
The answer is yes. We've had 3 dogs. One of the dogs, unfortunately, got sick. We loved that dog to death. And unfortunately, he was only a puppy. He was about 5 years old, 6 years old, and he got cancer. And then it was sad. He got sick and he passed away. And then we had a little dog. He's still alive. And we have a little one. He's a Morkie, which is a Yorkie and a Maltese dog mix. And his name was Twix. And he was about this big, about as big as this plate. And he would, and then we got a new puppy when we moved down here. It was a rescue. Unfortunately, somebody dumped this little puppy outside and just dumped him on the road. And so my friend found him and said, I found a dog for you. And I said, uh-oh, I don't really need a dog. And then he's like, and then he gave him to Mrs. Belasco, and she was like, yeah, let's give it a try. And so his name is Oliver, and we still have him. But him being a puppy and our dog, the other dog, is about 17 years old.
Oh,
and
wow.
a puppy and a 17-year-old don't get along too good. So the puppy stayed with us, and the 17-year-old dog moved in with our oldest son.
Oh.
He's living with our oldest son now.
How old is the puppy that you have right now?
He is going to be 1 in June or July. We don't know because he was dumped on the side of the road. But the vet seemed to think that he'll be 1 in June or July, is what they they estimate. They don't know for sure because we don't have any records of him. Somebody dumped him on the road, so we took him. And so the vet seemed to think that he was less than a year old.
Do you know what type of dog he is?
No. So the old-fashioned term is we call him a mutt, which is this kind of a mixture of anything. But we kind of thought that he has huge paws. His paws are huge, but he weighs probably about 70 pounds.
Wow.
And so we thought he was going to get really big, but he's kind of evened out now, and he hasn't really grown a whole lot in the last 2 months. So maybe he's evening it out. But we think he might be some kind of schnauzer or something because he has like a gray beard. He's got gray whiskers and he's cute as can be, and love him to death.
What is your favorite subject in school?
Oh, that's funny. It was not math.
Oh.
My favorite subject in school was actually science. Science was my favorite subject in school. I loved science. I loved learning about I loved geography type stuff. I loved learning about the planet Earth, and I loved learning about space, and I loved doing some of those experiments and stuff, and just creating the models and all that kind of stuff.
Right. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's the fun part.
I kind of thought that you would probably like math the best since you are a math teacher. But...
No, you know what? Honestly, I was not very good at math in school. And I think that's why I want to be a math teacher so much, because I enjoy math now, and I like explaining it and seeing kids understand. And the best feeling in the world is when you see a child who struggles and then you see the light bulb turns on and they understand something. It's beautiful because you realize that they have learned, and that's a skill that they're going to use the rest of their life.
Oh, yes, it's probably pretty cool to see that.
Oh, yeah, that's the best feeling in the world.
Here's the funny thing. You answered one of my questions again.
I told you I'm part psychic.
So I asked you what inspired you to become a math teacher?
Honestly, it was the first principal I ever had.
Oh.
Her name was Mrs. Knierim, or we called her Miss K. And she was actually from Mississippi, but she was up in Michigan. And she kept calling me the math guy because she felt that I was teaching math really well to her. Well, not to her, but to the students of the school. And she always said, Belasco, you're the math guy. Come here, help me with this. Or, Belasco, you're the math guy. Come here. Belasco, Mr. Math Man, come here. So somehow I got labeled the math man. And then I started teaching math. And then everyone was like, oh, you're the math guy. You're the math teacher. You love teaching math. Which I do love teaching math.
So do you have any kids?
We have 2 boys. Yep, one is 27 and one is 24. Well, he's going to be 24 in in July.
What are the names?
Connor and Justin.
What have you thought about your first full year of teaching at BIS?
Oh, it's been terrible. No, I'm just kidding. It's great. Are you kidding me? Look at, I'm sitting out on a picnic table on a sunny 80-degree day, having an interview with a great kid, eating a burger. I've never done this with a student before. This is great. Are you kidding me? I love BIS. I love the atmosphere. I love the staff. Do you see how everyone's always so helpful? I mean, the kids are helpful. They help each other. I mean, everyone's always laughing. Everyone's in a good mood. I mean, look at how much we've gained. Look at how much we learned. Look at how we support one another. I mean, remember how it was at the beginning here? Some people were nervous, probably wondering, who's this guy, right? Coming over from the elementary to the 5-6 school, you're probably going, oh man, what's it going to be like this year? All nervous, walking down the hallways, wondering where things are. Now you're just going, wow, that was no big deal. So yeah, my first year has been great.
That's fantastic.
Heck yeah.
So what has been your favorite part of the school year?
I mean, teaching and doing the curriculum is just what we have to do, but helping kids is what I love to do. And like some of that stuff is not always school. I mean, it is in school, but helping kids who are struggling with just need somebody to talk to, somebody to help, somebody who just needs somebody to listen to them, or getting to know kids and their families on a personal level. You know, and just because when you know the whole child and you know your whole family and your family is just like when we talk like this and I talk with your parents and your parents talk with me, it just makes it a nice, what we call it a wheel, right? Because they're a giant circle because it just keeps going around and we're all part of that team, right? Because we do it to be successful. And so my favorite part is getting to know you guys and seeing you guys grow. And hopefully walking out of my door in my classroom and feeling that you're ready for the next level up. Feeling prepared. You feel prepared?
Definitely.
Excellent.
Have you ever had a favorite student?
Should I say yet? No, yes, I have. I have had favorite students. Pretty much every year you have a few that you just know. Even though you can say no, you're not supposed, but the truth is, you love all the kids, don't get me wrong, and you want every one of them to be successful, but some of them you just make a good bond or connection with. And then, I had a boy a few years back, and his mom and I, she still hits me up and texts me how he's doing. He's in 10th grade now, so it's been a while. I had him when he was in 5th grade, and he's in 10th grade now, so it's been a few years. But yeah, he was one of my faves because every day he would come in and he'd be like, Mr. Belasco, what are we going to do today? And him and I just clicked because he was one of those students who didn't really love school. And by the end of the school year, he loved school. And that was one of the things that made me love him so much, is because he changed his whole attitude towards school. So that made me feel great.
Were you excited for the kickball tournament this year?
I was excited for the kickball tournament. I thought we would do better than we did, but I was still super excited. And it was still fun to see everybody out there playing and having a good old time. It's a bummer part when it's a one-game elimination, because if you struggle the first time, it's like, we're done. And because we had that first round bye, we got to sit and watch it, but then we got out there and they're already warmed up, ready to go, and then it's like we're just coming off the bench ready, and it's like, oh no, I think that kind of hurt us. And we played a team that was really good.
I believe that team also won the finals.
They did win. They did win the championship, so that is 100% true. This is some good eating, man.
So, a final question.
Sure.
Do you like the slugburger and Tater wedges in this interview?
Are you kidding me? I love it. I've never had one, so that's partly why I picked it. And when I was talking with your mom and your dad, I was like, oh man, I'm going to be excited about this. When I was reading all the ingredients that go into it, I'm like, oh, this is going to be good. And they did not disappoint. This is phenomenal. I love it. Do you eat them much?
No, not much.
No? Oh man, you should. They're good, man.
Well, it was nice interviewing you.
Yes, sir. Oh, it was a pleasure, buddy. Thank you for picking me. It was quite an honor. I appreciate your time, your effort, your questioning. That's all. I love it, man. I'll do it anytime. Don't lose my number. All right, pal.
This was Bram at the B.N.N. Dinnerview, Mr. Belasco.